Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelai Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm excited to be here today with Mitch Gaul of Best of Health. Mitch, it's thrilling to be with you.
Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us, what is it that you do? What do you offer?
I make tea. I go out into the mountains here of the Washington state. I collect plants and I make tea ceremony quality teas from local plants that are handpicked. Everything's handmade and the teas are of the highest quality and they're very unique. This is as local and as organic as it gets. Um, And frankly, I don't even sell tea. I actually sell happiness through the great tasting teas that we make.
Well, if I can like leap way back or like way up high, maybe could you say a little bit of like what makes something a tea? And then how did you get started making tea and what are the teas that you make and all that?
Well, okay. So, what makes tea a tea is that astringent taste that sort of unripe bananas have. And that taste is brought by tannins. So whatever plant contains tannins will have that tea tasting tea if you prepare it properly. So a tea technically is also a recipe. It's not just the drying of the plant, it's actually processing of the plant. So taking a plant and just drying it would be, and then steeping it in hot water would be an infusion. Technically, it's not a tea. Um, so if one were to take the leaves and then roast them, uh, knead them, as in like dough kneading, um, ferment them for some time. That's where the art comes in. Um, age that particular thing that they're making. Eventually, that will become pu'er tea. If one were not to age it, but rather knead it and then let it rest, and then continue switching back and forth between kneading and letting the leaves rest for about 48 hours, that would be oolong tea. If one were to, after roasting and a little bit of kneading, just pile up the leaves for a month and sort of forget about them, that would become black tea. If one were just to pick the plants and then roast them and then dry that, that would be green tea. So it's all about the recipe. Uh, Usually, tea is made out of Chinese camellia, Camellia sinensis. That's the tea plant containing caffeine, and but we don't have that growing here in Washington State. We have all sorts of other plants growing that contain tannins. And I just thought that why not go through the entire process of making proper teas, uh, but with the local plants. And so I did. And the result was actually very amazing. The quality and the taste of the resulting teas was very surprising, not only to me, but to people that I offered it to. And then I just thought, why not make it into a product? As far as I know, I'm the only one who makes such a thing in the world. So,
This is great.
and
I'm so
and
glad I
this,
asked my general question too, because I'm a big tea drinker and I had no idea how, like I had no idea what made all the different types. So, okay, and I better understand your product so much too. So you're using the same process for tea for other plants, other things.
right, right. It's
Hmm.
just like sort of if you, it's sort of making Beijing duck with a chicken. Uh,
But it's vegetarian and vegan. Yes.
or
Well,
yeah, I mean, making a burger out of tofu.
right. Well, I see you have some bags over there. Are those bags of tea? Are those examples of what you do?
Yeah, I was actually putting out all of my teaware that I was thinking of offering as a product, as a uh, kind of um,
Yeah, just kind of filling in
support.
the what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, supporting product, but at the same time, I thought, well, why not show the actual teas because it not only tastes good. I mean, I wish you could smell them, but they are so fragrant and they are so pretty. I mean, this is the pu'er tea, loose leaf pu'er tea made of pearly everlasting, and this is a plant that it's a common weed that grows all over the state here. It's got those pretty white flowers, but when made into um, this is a pu'er cake of the same pearly everlasting plant, and this is aged 2 years now. Uh, it just looks very pretty and it tastes amazing. And I want people to experience things. I don't want them to think about the health benefits uh, of the medicinal qualities because as soon as people start thinking about that, they start thinking about disease. They start thinking about death. No, no, we want to go away from all that bad stuff. We really want to think about the well-being, as in like happiness. Uh, all our problems technically are from stress and our thoughts. I really would like people to be happy, and if they smile, if I made them smile with the taste of our teas, then they've just gotten so much healthier, which is why the company is called Best of Health Inc. I really want the best of health to be offered to people and not have them think about the health benefits, but really about that uh, childhood memory, for example, that when they were, I don't know, 5, that got them out of bed and go get explore the world and all that sort of thing. This is what I'm really after. Drink and enjoy the teas, not necessarily ours, any beverages. Do whatever you do in life and enjoy it, and therefore become better and healthier. Um, the products are just it's just an excuse to offer the better quality of life to the people around me. I'm really egotistical in that sense. I really want to be surrounded by happy and joyous people. If my neighbor is happy, they'll do something for me that'll be better for me or beneficial for me. If a cop that stops me on the highway is happy with his life, he might not write me a ticket and just let me go with a warning. That's sort of egotistical. I really want people to enjoy their life and to be in the present moment. Just look at this. I mean,
Yeah.
this
Which
this
one is
is
that?
this is fireweed pu'er tea with fresh flowers. Those purple flowers are the fireweed flowers, and this is also aged 2 years. Um, they're they which is why I bring samples to shows for people to actually taste what it is that I am offering. Otherwise, how would you know what it is? You don't find these things in the supermarket at all. Um,
Are those other ones that are
yeah.
wrapped that are aging that are in the basket with
Uh,
them?
yes. So pu'er teas, as opposed to any other pretty much tea, does not have an expiration date. Sort of like wine, except eventually wine will become vinegar, but pu'er tea will not. It doesn't doesn't yeah, it just doesn't lose its flavor. It becomes better and better as it ages, and potentially you can have 1,000-year-old pu'er tea, which at that point becomes invaluable. It just you probably could not be sold. You could not put a price on that, but which is why it has been used in ancient China as currency because it's easy to transport, easy to store, and yeah, it's an investment. So you're not just purchasing tea, but you're investing.
I know you held up that one bag close for us to see the visual or the other
Oh,
bags, other types of teas. Should we see
yeah, they
examples
all
of what they're
are.
like?
Yeah, yeah. They are. So So for example, whoops, ran away. Uh, this here is mulberry pu'er
Mhm.
tea. So it's nothing but the leaves. There are no berries. It's just the leaves as a proper tea would be made. And they are all full of flavor. And it's always surprising when you make it because of the microbial activity that's ongoing. And well, so when you taste, for example, the mulberry, the berry itself, it sort of tastes like a cotton candy. Sugary, no particular flavor. If it's unripe, there's some sour notes to it. But the leaves themselves, they have nothing like that. But when you start making tea out of them, when you start the fermentation process, the roasting, there's this vanilla aroma that comes out, along with sort of this um, pleasant scent of baked bread. So it's an amazing combination that you have no clue where it came from, and it's always a surprise. Or, for example, fig pu'er tea that I made had a coconut flavor of all things. Where does that come from? It's always a surprise. It's always an art and a surprise, and I haven't worked a single day in my life, it seems, because I enjoy doing this so much.
Oh, uh, how did you get started doing this? How did you choose to offer products to people? And how do you have the patience to wait 2 years?
Um, well, so my wife is the company's CEO and the inspiration, and she got me into this, and we needed some tansy. Also a common weed, sort of bitter scent, yellow flowers, grows all over the place along roads. Um, and I thought I'd just go to an herbal pharmacy and get some. So I did. And it was hay. I mean, literally hay. You couldn't tell where the stem or the leaves or the flowers are. It's all kind of, chopped and mixed. I ordered some from Amazon. Same thing. So I thought I said, well, I definitely could do better, and just went along I-90 to some campgrounds, and I found some tansy growing all over the place. Collected some, dried it, and as I was collecting it, I noticed there's valerian growing, and I thought, well, I definitely know what to do with that. So I made some tinctures, and then found some reishi mushrooms. Well, I know what to do with that. And, one thing leads to another. And then my wife tells me, well, do you know that plant that grows right there? That's fireweed. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm familiar with the name, but I don't really know what to do with it. And she said, well, they make tea out of it. And I looked at the recipes and I thought, well, okay, you definitely can make an herbal tea like that, but why would you not go the full way of making like proper tea? The leaf itself is not looking like the camellia's leaf, Camellia chinensis, the tea leaf, but you can definitely make a tea, like at least a black tea out of that, not just, drying it and the way they do this in the recipes or going through like some of the recipes include like putting that thing, the leaves of fireweed through meat grinder, for example. And I thought, well, no, I mean, you don't grind the leaves of the tea. You want the beauty of the tea to the leaf opening up in the hot water to be there. So I, of all things, went on YouTube and typed in how to make pu'er tea, uh, or how pu'er tea is made, and lo and behold, there's a whole bunch of videos that show exactly how it's made. They don't show the details of the process, but watching enough videos, you kind of put the things that are missing from one video into another, and one thing leads to another. And
Yeah, and you
before you know it, you kind
figured
of
it all
are
out.
sort of familiar with the process. Yeah.
Hmm. That's
And
great.
and
That's
yeah.
great. And how long has it been that you've been selling the teas?
Well, this is our third season, going to the fourth. Um, Lots of things are already sold out. But I'm always experimenting because, like I said before, whatever contains tannin can be made into a tea, so long as it's not toxic.
Mhm.
so I check for that. Um, and then there's a whole bunch of things that I'm still in the process of. We offer about 15 products currently, 15 varieties of different plants, teas, uh, and there's about 40 more that I'm experimenting with currently.
Oh,
So I don't
wow.
know how I'm going to put it all together. I should probably focus on one product and, make variations thereof. But I really am enjoying myself doing this, and hopefully will expand and make it into like a fairly common item for people to enjoy.
It's great. I hear so much of your passion and your like determination and curiosity and willingness to explore and just all really beautiful. I'm more excited to try your teas next time you're at a fair.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Well, if
Less
people want
for
to,
me to carry back home. I really
if
want people to enjoy and try it.
if people are interested in reaching out and connecting with you and they're looking for your teas besides at a fair, where do they find you?
We are in on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We do have a website. It's yet I'm more involved with the product than website, but a website will soon be functional. So I would advise people to go onto Facebook and find Best of Health Tea, the one with many followers, or Best of Health Tea on Instagram. Um, yeah, or they can always, customers can always call us. Uh, we're always available to
And what
respond to
number
phone
should they use
calls.
to call you?
We have 917-382-0597 phone number, or email bestofhealthinc@gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm going to say that again too. Just bestofhealthinc@gmail.com.
Mhm.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Well, it's been lovely connecting with you, Mitch. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and your products.
Oh, yeah. I really appreciate you hosting the MeWe fairs, and all the people that I meet are amazing. I would really invite our customers and people watching this and the MeWe fair goers to continue coming to the fairs and meet new vendors and people around. Really appreciate everything.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. You can find out all
Thank
of our
you.
upcoming events at MeWeFairs.com. Thanks again, Mitch.
Thank you.